term from 30. Thank you to all my new subscribers. Take two. I really don't want to do this on my phone. Thank you to all my subscribers. Thank you for giving me a chance. And I really appreciate y'all. We're gonna do some kind of giveaway. It's coming up. Um Also like, share, subscribe. I'm getting better with the technology, but we just be beefing. And I hate to use my phone, but sometimes you have to. So as you know, Yak Gotti was finally released yesterday. Well, the other day. He's finally free, thank God. And Young Thug, they tried to take his probation, but that didn't work. Judge Whitaker, kudos to Judge Whitaker, one of the best judges ever. I don't know what happened to Adrian Love. You don't see her no more. But Simone Hilton and Abate still there. Adrian Love and Nassam is the worst prosecutor I have ever seen. They was an embarrassment for real. Just awful. So let's get into it because I want to make this short. Now, on December 3rd, Yak Gotti, DeMonte Kendrick was found not guilty of all six charges against him. He the only one that was cleared of everything. And he just got out the other day because they pressed charges on him for contraband and a stabbing in Fulton County where they jumped a guy. So they did that to him. Shannon Stillwell, who married Kayla Bump. No, they getting married. And Kayla having a baby. She's pregnant. And they getting married. That messed me up that attorney Kayla Bumpus was with Shannon Steel. I guess it messed up everybody. But he was found guilty on one count of possessing a firearm as a convicted felon, but not guilty on all other seven charges. And if Thug would have just waited a few more months, he wouldn't have had to be dealing with them with this probation because they sure want him and they want to take it. They want to take it. They want him incarcerated. And the trial was centered on alleged criminal activities tied to the group Young Slime Life. It was the longest trial in Georgia. They wasted all that taxpayer money because Fannie Willis taking L after L after L after L, and I'm gonna do a video on her. Young Thug ended up pleading guilty to some charges to try to get a more favorable sentence from the judge, and he ended up with 15 years probation. They don't play. In them red states. I ain't never heard of probation be 30 years and 15 years and 10 years. In Detroit, probation like 5 years, maybe the longest. I ain't never. How the hell you ain't gonna get in trouble in 30 years? I'm just saying. Even the jury selection took 10 months. And then Chief Judge Glanville, he was removed for that ex parte thing. That was just a mess. Then they had held a rally for Yet Gotti because he was free, and they pressed charges on the other charges from the contraband and what was the other thing, y'all? And the physical fight they had, and you remember he got stabbed in his head, and they had a rally for him outside the courthouse. It was really nice because we just going through some old information. His mom, Tasha Kendrick, was joined by friends and family to show support for her son at that rally. And she, during that rally, she was like, he got support. I love him. I wish he could have come home for Christmas, but unfortunately he won't be. And that was the big thing about that. Now, they denied his bond even though he was free of all the charges because of a probation ward. But Kendrick's mom's decision was disappointing, especially after Kendrick's attorney filed a motion for emergency bond shortly after he was acquitted in the YSL trial. And his mom was like, he wouldn't have those charges if he wouldn't been held at Fulton County Jail, which is dangerous. DeMonte was the only one found not guilty on all charges, and they kept him. I definitely feel like it's retaliation against my son, she said. Then Whitaker, this kind of pissed me off on her. She denied him emergency bond motion. That kind of pissed me off. Now, denied bond after he was stabbed in Fulton County Jail. He received minor injuries from a sharp object at Fulton County Jail. The incident occurred in the South Annex in Union City where both men were being housed, him and Stillwell. Even though he was found not guilty on all charges, he was being held on aggravated assault, aggravated battery, and a riot in the penal system. The latter charge is related to a fight in jail June 2024. And you got to defend yourself. Judge Robert McBurney, oh, he was the one that denied the bond, wasn't Whitaker. Okay, okay, okay. Then after that, we had the five remaining, and they still on trial to this day. I just don't keep up with it the way I have, but I am going to look it up. The five remaining defendants in the historic YSL, the longest trial in Georgia history. I think it's the longest trial in the country, if you really want to ask me. It was Christian Eppinger, Miles Farley, Demakian Garlington, Demise McMillan, Tanquarius Mender were among the 28 people indicted May 2022. Farley took a deal. Prosecutors, and then they didn't start charging no five, and I gotta look them up. That's gonna be something. All right, now we did good. You was doing good, Stream. You was doing good, Stream. They still on trial now. I just don't keep up with it where I used to. So in order for him to get his probation, he pled guilty to several charges, including participating in a criminal street gang and three violations of Georgia's Controlled Substance Act, and was released from jail to serve 15 years in prison. I mean, 15 years probation, my bad. Gunner accepted the plea deal before the trial began, which he took an alpha plea. Gunner did not snitch, and that's just a fact. He did not. You ain't see him in no interrogation. You ain't see him in nothing. There's no paperwork that he ever snitched. But anyway, he took an alpha's plea. The five remaining defendants are charged with a slew of crimes, ranging from murder to participating in a street gang activity in violation of Georgia's Racketeering Act. I wonder, I wonder if that Racketeering Act, excuse me, y'all. I'm live. I'm gonna call you back. I'm live.
Oh, okay.
Uh huh. Don't forget to call me in the morning. You working, right?
I am working tomorrow. Yep.
Okay, I'll call you back. Oh,
All
come
right.
on the live. Okay, bye.
When I get home, okay. Okay.
Oh,
Bye
okay,
bye.
bye. So Georgia's Racketeering Act, but they was clear. The jury said they could not find Rico. So how are they charging these with Rico? Or maybe racketeering is different. So as we know, Shannon Stillwell was released on probation, moved to Texas. Kayla Bump is pregnant, and they about to get married. They had some hell of a lawyers, though. They did. They had good lawyers. Stillwell ended up getting 12 years probation, and he has to stay from Metro Atlanta for 5 of those years. Young Thug, he had to stay from Atlanta for 10 years, except for special events or if he's doing, you know, like educating the youth on not joining a gang and things of that nature, and doing benefit concerts, which is part of his probation. Prosecutors were attempting to show YSL, often referred to as Young Slyline, as a criminal street gang responsible for numerous offenses, which they failed miserably. Defense attorney has said YSL is not a gang, but the name of a record label. So then the judge, Brian Stillwell, I love him, Young Thug. He went on and made additional She said as long as there are no violations within the rapper's first 3 years of probation, he can visit his Atlanta home for up to 2 weeks at a time. Whitaker also said Williams can visit his home up to 4 times a year. Williams also must notify his probation officers at least 5 days in advance before coming home. I love that Whitaker. Williams received a prison sentence from Whitaker in less than a year to charge of what became an unorganized, unruly judicial proceeding. Williams will serve 15 years on probation, and Whitaker said if Williams is successful on his probation, the rest of his sentence will be commuted to time served. As part of his plea, he has to stay away from his hometown, like I said, for 10 years. Can't flash any gang signs, real or suspected. Perform 100 hours of community service for the next 15 years and can't have any guns around. And that trial ended on December 3rd, 2024. I get to delete all of. Okay, we talked about the last remaining five. That's still, some are still on trial right now. All right, hold on, y'all. Thank you. Hey, y'all, how you doing? All right, let me get here. Shit, I want to get this over and done with. Okay, we got this for 26. All righty. Now, this was interesting because this recap and update, and we just gonna get Gotti gonna be last because that's the latest news as far as who was released. Young Thug wins 1.6 million lawsuit against 22 stores and businesses for selling hit fake spider merch. So that was good news for him. He won 1.6 million. Young Thug and his spider brand secure a big win in court. Young Thug secured after a 3-year long RICO battle that landed him banished from Atlanta and 15 years probation. Thug was awarded 1.6 million against 22 businesses, the majority in China, for selling knockoff versions of his popular Spider clothing brand. I didn't even know he had a clothing brand. Each business in the lawsuit is liable for 75,000 in payment. Information about the lawsuits is scarce outside of the ruling. The Spider clothing brand received huge popularity during the RICO trial. I didn't even know that. I don't know nobody who wear it. My son might, I don't know. The rap star frequently wore items from the brand that eventually went viral. Oh, I didn't know that. Drake, Little Baby, and Mariah the Scientist were among many celebrities who supported the clothing brand during the trial. Young Thug accepted a plea. Well, we already talked about that. Boom. So now that he's a free man, fans and me, we are waiting his new album to drop. What's taking so long? What's going on? Drop a single, do something. We need to know what's going on. He did a recent interview, and producer Southside and Wheezy revealed that Thugger has been in the studio with Travis Scott, Little Baby, and Future, working tirelessly on collaborations. According to them, the group has been relentlessly crafting tracks, channeling their collective talent. And then he got to be careful what he says because he can't say anything about red rum and YSL and all that because they're gonna be looking at those lips. You see, they wanted to put him back in prison for just reposting a post that said she's a liar. The detective Burrito, which she is, and she's allegedly, but she stole Young Thug Mitch really watched for that was 500 cash. She had it in her hand in the picture and it's gone. Stank hole. And okay, sorry about that. For Young Thug, these sessions mark a significant comeback, but the excitement extends to other artists as well. Little Baby has two highly anticipated well, honey, Little Baby last album is terrible. He got one good song. Anyway, yeah, we waiting on that album to drop. Now, this was interesting that happened as well. Brian Steele, Young Thug's lawyer, He went viral for modeling spider, Young Thug spider clothing. He went viral for that. He modeled it. Still is being applauded for something else, his modeling skills. Recently, Young Thug's fashion brand Spider dropped a new ad in which the Atlanta attorney shows off some of the brand's hoodies, sweatpants, and more. This is too hard. One ex user writes in NFR podcast replies, they need to drop a collab album next. Another joke. Brian Steele is so cool. It goes without saying that Steele has done a lot for Young Thug, but despite this, he wishes he could have done more. After the verdict was announced, he told reporters outside that he wanted to continue on and he wanted to fight, but Young Thug wanted to come home. All right, let me see. His sister Dora even hinted that her brother's going crazy with new music. I promise y'all won't be disappointed. Just give him time to heal mentally. That's a fact. You do need time to heal when you come up behind them bars. You do. Oh, wow. She said he lost four people in 2022. Dang, I didn't know that. And then went to jail for 2 years. And then one of those was his sister that passed. Well, you know what I think that was. Because I think I did a video saying that was a sacrifice. And the fact that he got out on Halloween. I'm going to show y'all that. Let me show y'all this video. This is my girl. I'm going to show y'all this right now. Yep, they lost his sister. Let me see. I just, oh, I get to delete all this old shit out my phone. Let me see. So as he was released, he had been spotted with old friends and collaborators. Travis Scott, Little Baby, and Future. That's gonna be a nice album. It's gonna be nice. Oh, I wanted to play that. No, should I play that last? No, I'm gonna play it now. Hold on, I'm about to play that now. Yep, it's just gonna change the whole dynamic. Now, first I'm gonna play this. This how we gonna do that. Then I'm gonna hit that video. Come on, StreamYard, you've been doing good.
My crimes or my charges. I want to say sorry to my family, my mom. My mom got 11 kids. I can't say all their names, There's kids, really everybody got something to do with this situation. I want to say sorry for just being having so much time investing into this. And I am a smart guy. I am a good guy, and I really got a good heart. I find myself in a lot of stuff because I was just
Now, Stream, y'all been doing real good to this bull crap.
just do better as a person. I know what I bring to the table. I know what I am. I know the heights I've reached. I know the impact I got on people, period, in the community, all people. I learned that late, like these past 2 or 3 years of my life, I kind of learned that late. And maybe it was because I was, probably on drugs or anything. I don't know. But I have came to my senses. I understand what I mean to this world. But I am a good guy. I don't mind doing stuff, like uh, free. I always
This is terrible. This don't make no mess into this. I'm gonna let that go. Now this is the one. When she said this about Thug, oh shoot. This is fame versus sacrifice. This is fame versus sacrifice, my girl. So mad down.
I ain't gonna tell you too long tonight, but folks been asking me not too long ago. The judge said that young thug didn't have to go to prison, but instead he got a 15 of probation as part of service. He met Trina.
Lord, I removed my damn self from the
Now,
thing.
folks ask me, and they say, so, madam, what ancestors showed you about young thug?
I'm gonna end this shit.
Now, I'm gonna tell y'all what they showed me about new situation.
No damn
All his friends and different. A week after a protest in Sackett's Harbor, and 2 weeks after the farm visit in the town of Collinsfield, where a criminal and some immigrants were. Digital news stats to talk more about the aftermath of that, and in his words, he wants to clear up some misconceptions
I
and
done
have the
hit
facts
the
out.
thing. Okay.
The judge said that young thug didn't have to go to prison. I did a few videos. And I told you what ancestors told me before. Now, I'm gonna tell y'all what they told me about this new situation. When young thug was released from jail, and different people, they was happy that he got released.
I'm about to end this shit out. It just don't make no sense.
Free, or is he free because he had to go to jail? And now that he is out,
a jail. I want y'all to listen to me close. Young boy. And I told y'all how he was ordered to stay away from his hometown. And he was ordered to stay away from certain people, etc. Now, NBA young boy, he over there living in Utah, away from his family and things like that. And he is surrounded by handlers.
Facts.
That's what I said.
Facts.
He's
Facts.
by handlers and people that's setting him up in some type of way.
Turn that down up there.
And a similar type of thing gonna end up happening to Young Thug. I ain't gonna tell you too long. I said the similar is going to happen. Young Thug in having handlers all around him. And people who gonna be around him just set him up. But you got a whole lot of football officials. Man, they can't even see how the game is being played now in the end.
God. Dang. I just don't want to do this over.
Said, that's the way that they're going to start doing most of these. Not all of them. Then move them away.
Damn.
From family members. Etc. And then in the background, they're going to be hypnotizing these motherfuckers. Under heavy MK.
All yep.
In the background. And I promise y'all, that rabbit hole go much deeper. Moving on to the next. Y'all are aware.
I remember this.
Some of y'all heard about that. And then the sister said he wasn't the only one who did rituals. Believe it